Okay, Mom, I have to go. I just arrived at the studio, and I have to talk to the security guard.
Okay, honey. Have fun at your gig today. I am so proud of you for keeping at it. Just look at you. Finally, a big-time voice actress. You made it, darling.
Mom, it's not that big a deal, okay? It's only my first starring role in an animated show. Can't let this go to my head.
Oh, sure, honey. I love you.
I love you too.
Tiffany Norinich hung up her cell phone and rolled down her driver's side window. She was a fairly large humanoid, which made sense as she was a troll. She had dark blue skin, a pair of pointed ears, 2 large tusks coming up from her lower jaw, a long pointed nose, and a pair of gleaming yellow eyes. Tiffany also had a patch of thick red hair styled in a pixie hairdo. She wore a comfortable lime green sundress and a pair of her favorite flats. A security guard stepped out of the booth at the front gate for Studio Boo Animations. The guard was an older creature, looking like some combination of a bipedal griffin and some kind of bear. He had a beak like the griffin, but a pair of bare ears, arms, and legs, but he was covered in feathers. He was just as tall as Tiffany, if not taller. His body was quite muscular and slightly intimidating.
Oh my gosh, hi! Welcome to Studio Boo! Are you expected? If not, I'm sorry to say, you're gonna have to skedaddle, darling.
I am expected. Hi, my name is Tiffany Norinich. I'm gonna be in the brand new show Slow Pitch.
Really? That's so exciting! Is this going to be your first in-studio experience?
Yes, it is!
That's so incredible!
I know!
Okay, let me check my list. Hold on.
The burly security guard walked back into the booth and then returned with a clipboard. There was a single sheet of paper on it, and the guard only glanced down at it for a moment.
Oh, you are on the list! Fantastic! You're supposed to go to Building C, and it's going to be Studio Room C12. Good luck!
Thank you! Have a nice day!
The little wooden bar crossing the entryway into the studio lifted, and Tiffany drove into the complex. There were 3 large one-story buildings, and so finding Building C was quite easy. She parked, walked to the front entrance, and then moved inside. There were a bunch of other people going into various rooms, but everyone seemed really nice. They waved to Tiffany, smiled, and even directed her on where C12 was. With each step, the nervousness within Tiffany's stomach jostled. This was her first studio session. Her very first one.
Okay, please don't let me mess this up. Please. I just want this so bad.
Tiffany stopped in front of the door, took in a deep breath, and then moved inside.
Which is why I should sound more passive-aggressive in scene 18. I mean, hello? I'm supposed to be a human teenager, all filled with raging hormones. Ted would totally be snarky to Jennifer.
Tiffany stopped in the doorway and beheld the 2 individuals talking in front of her. A small 1-foot-tall creature with bright blue skin and a pair of bluish-white fairy wings coming off its back floated in front of a larger, thinner person. The ice fairy had a trendy dark blue spiky hairstyle and a pair of intense crimson irises. He wore a pair of teeny athletic jogging shorts, a pair of flip-flops, and a sleeveless green mesh shirt. At the moment, his arms were crossed, and he stared heatedly at the other person. The other person was quite tall and thin. She had to have been 7 feet tall, although she probably only weighed 150 pounds at best. Her arms and legs were long. Her torso was smaller, and her head was about the size of a pumpkin. The woman had 3 eyes, with the third being where one might assume a nose would be. She didn't have one of those, but she did have two sets of mouths, one right below the other. Her skin was reddish, and her hair was long, dark auburn, and stopped at her chin line. The woman was dressed in a lavender-colored power suit with thin butter yellow pinstripes in it. She also had a pair of 2-inch heels. Two of the woman's hands were on her hips, waiting for the ice fairy to finish his comments, while the other two arms were crossed over her chest.
Listen, Ian, darling, I understand where you're coming from, but at least for the first read-through, we're going to need you to stay on script. We need something to show the executives. I'll float your ideas on how to improve after we get the initial green light.
You're not using me to my full potential with having my character be so complacent with how the others treat him. Oh, hey, sweetie. I need a double latte soy milk with sprinkles.
What? Are you talking to me?
The woman turned toward Tiffany and grinned with both of her mouths. Before she could speak, however, the fairy started gesturing with his hands.
Yeah? Do you see any other PAs around? I need a double latte soy milk with sprinkles.
I'm not a PA or whatever that is. I'm a voice actress.
Oh, you are?
This is Tiffany. She's going to be voicing the role of Brittany. And even if she were a PA, you would do well to address my staff with respect. Are we clear?
Yes, of course. I'm really sorry.
Come with me, dear, and I'll get you all set up. I'm so pleased we were able to cast you for Brittany. My name is Harriet Triple-I, and I'm going to be the casting director and producer for Slow Pitch.
Harriet wrapped one of her arms around Tiffany's shoulders and led her across the studio room. From the corner of her eye, Tiffany noticed the ice fairy avert his eyes.
Please excuse Ian's attitude. He's actually quite pleasant when he's not being overly dramatic about how his characters are being portrayed. Do let me know if he gives you any more trouble.
Yes, ma'am. Wait, is that Ian Galbinski? Like the Ian Galbinski who was in Slime Harem, Dolly Dolly Donkey Punch, and Mega Mice the Musical?
I actually was the lead casting director for both Slime Harem and Dolly Dolly Donkey Punch. It's so funny how many people thought that they were going to be sex-heavy shows, when in reality they were high fantasy and giant mecha robot animes, respectively. Let me introduce you to Jason. He's our audio engineer. Please excuse Jason. He is wonderful and very talented, but, well, he's kind of a slob.
Harriet led Tiffany into a small booth area in the corner of the studio room. Inside, there were several tables with large computers, sound terminals, and other such audio equipment. A somewhat short werewolf sat in a rolly chair, and he worked on one of the computers. Jason was a cream-colored werewolf that looked like a monstrous version of a Pomeranian. His hair was poofy and quite adorable. He wore a somewhat dirty-looking light purple hoodie with obvious signs of pizza and bear stains on it. On the front of the hoodie were animated characters for some obscure and slightly weird anime, but who was Tiffany to judge? Jason also wore a pair of light brown khaki pants, which also had some weird stains on it, and a pair of sandals with socks, too. Multiple empty 64-ounce cups were in various spots on tables in the audio room, and the trash can was overfilled with chip bags, snack wrappings, and other things. A slight odor kissed Tiffany as she got closer, and it took all of her effort not to pull back.
Jason, this is Tiffany. She's going to be playing Brittany. Tiffany, please meet Jason. He's one of the best audio engineers in the whole company.
Jason turned to regard her, and his dead eyes met with hers.
So you're gonna be Brittany, huh? I'm a big fan of the original source material, the manga, and so I know the character very well. Did you read the source material?
Oh, I didn't know there was a source material. I'll have to check it out.
You don't know the source material? I hope you're a really good actress then, since you probably won't understand the context or depth of Brittany's character, or the immense backstory that contributes to her overindulgence with trying to please everyone around her. Would you please go to your mic so I can do a sound check?
Sure.
I'll show her where she'll be working.
Okay, cool.
Harriet led Tiffany to one of the mic setups out in the open area of the studio room. Her mic was attached to a black music stand where a small digital tablet rested. The mic was one of the really fancy and really expensive Bowman microphones, the kind that cost 6 times her monthly rent. She knew that because she priced one for funsies. Her eyes widened as she stared at it.
Don't worry, you probably are not gonna break it. I've only seen it happen 14 times in my career.
Only 14?
You probably won't be number 15.
Harriet handed Tiffany the pair of headphones attached to the microphone, and then walked back into the booth. Carefully, she placed them over her ears.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you please run through a couple lines so I can adjust your mic settings?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
Tiffany activated the tablet, and then noticed everything was already set up for her. All of the scripts she was going to work with during that session were in a folder marked for today's date. She opened one, and then found one of her lines.
So, should I just say it or actually deliver the line like I would in the show?
I don't know. What would Brittany do? Well, I would know the answer since I know the source material. Brittany would give her all, and most definitely do the line as if it were in the show. That's just who Brittany is. Brittany is my favorite character. Okay, go when you're ready.
Right. You know you're screwing me, right? I've spent my whole career playing shortstop, and now you want me to learn a whole new position? It's not fair. How am I going to get scouted if I have to switch positions in high school?
Wow, that was really good. The gain levels were a little off. Can you do the line again one more time? I think I have the settings right this time.
Sure. Ugh, you know you're screwing me, right? I spent my whole career playing shortstop, and now you want me to learn a whole new position? It's not fair! How am I gonna get scouted if I have to switch positions in high school?
I literally have chills. You are so Brittany right now. Your mic is good, by the way.
Thank you. That makes me feel so much better.
Tiffany took off her headphones and placed them on the stand where the tablet rested. As soon as she did, the small ice fairy from before floated over to her. Tiffany's insides swirled within her, but she smiled awkwardly.
Hi!
Hey, listen, I wanted to apologize about how I acted earlier. That was no excuse, and I wanted to start over. Hi, my name is Ian, and I'm gonna be Ted. You're Brittany, right?
Yes I am. And it's cool, no worries. I really loved you in Slime Harem, Dolly Dolly Donkey Punch, and Mega Mice the Musical.
Hey, thanks! It was funny, but when I auditioned for Dolly Dolly Donkey Punch, I had no idea what kind of anime it was. My agent wasn't very clear with the gig. To think I'd be the voice of a giant donkey-fighting robot.
The ending still gets me. I knew that llama was the bad guy from the very beginning. So, how long have you,
A lizard man, dressed in a tight-fitting t-shirt, a pair of stone-washed jeans, and a pair of boots walked into the room. The t-shirt had an easily recognizable cartoon character on the front, a human knight, dressed in a set of pink-colored scale mail.
Tell me that's not the voice of Pinky Knight.
The lizard man, Reeve Bloom to be exact, looked over and smiled broadly. He walked over and waved at Tiffany.
Well, hi there. I don't believe I've seen you in the studio before. Are you going to be in the show?
Yes, I'm gonna be Brittany. I am a big fan of your work. I loved Pinky Knight.
Oh, well, thank you. I've been blessed enough to have worked on some very cool projects and met some wonderful people. I'm gonna do my sound check, but I can't wait to hear you in session.
Reeve Bloom walked over to his own stand and put his headphones on.
Wow, so cool. He's so talented.
Yeah, Reeve is definitely what all VAs aspire to be. I'll get there one day, I hope.
Oh, I'm sure you will. You're so talented, and I'm a fan of your work. Yeah, Reeve is mega famous, but we're all doing our dream jobs, right?
You're right about that. Keep that mindset and you're gonna be one of the greats one day.
I have no idea where this journey is going to go, but I'm just happy to be here.
Another individual came inside the studio. This time, it was a harpy. She had beautiful feather colors, making her look like some kind of bird of paradise. Deep blues, vibrant greens, and breathtaking purples all flourished together in a living work of art. The harpy had long head feathers that made it look like she wore a grand crown or ceremonial headdress. She had splendid hot pink irises and talons at the end of her hands and feet. All of her talons were painted with deep blue talon polish, which matched some of her feathers. The harpy wore a pair of jeans, some open-toed flats, and a cozy long-sleeved knit. She had a cell phone in her talons, and she immediately took a selfie as she got inside the studio.
A studio selfie!
The harpy looked around the room, and then noticed Tiffany. Her eyes lit up, and she practically glided over to her.
OMG! Are you a new VA? A baby VA? Oh, so cute! We should take a selfie!
Okay.
Vera Mighty, a voice actress nearly as famous, if not more so than Reeve Bloom, wrapped an arm around Tiffany's shoulders and then held the cell phone in her other hand.
1, 2, 3, selfie!
Vera landed before Tiffany, and she smiled up at her.
It's so wonderful to meet you. I can't wait to work with you on stuff. Hi, Ian. So, I'm going to go do my sound check, but we should totally do lunch.
Vera Mighty scampered off over to her mic stand. As soon as Vera had her headphones on, Harriet came out of the booth.
Okay, everyone, get headphoned up. Once Vera does her mic check, we'll begin our session.
As Tiffany placed the headphones back over her ears, her heart thundered in her chest. It was finally time for her first session to begin. She took in a deep breath and then settled in. Harriet's voice came in through the headphones.
Okay, so since this is Tiffany's first time, I'll just give a brief explanation. We'll just go over the dialogue, and you all can just read the scene descriptions on your own. Let's all welcome Tiffany.
Hi,
Tiffany!
Okay, we'll start with scene 1 of the show. Begin when you are ready.
Tiffany glanced down to the tablet in front of her. For the very first part of episode 1, The scene description described how the main characters would be going about their days at school and anxiously waiting to attend their after-school clubs. The first actual line of dialogue was by the character Jennifer, and the other characters of importance were Ted, Chris, and Brittany. There were other smaller characters, but these four were the main characters. Tiffany's heart jumped into her chest as soon as Vera started speaking.
Hi there. Are you here about the co-ed softball club? Welcome. I hope you'll join.
Oh, wonderful. Now we'll have 4. Whoopee.
Don't be like that, you jackass. Maybe we'll have more who show up this year.
We never do. I don't know why I let you two talk me into this every year.
Will you two be quiet? We don't want to scare away the prospective new member, do we? Hi there. My name is Jennifer, and I am the team captain and president of the co-ed softball club. What's your name, and are you interested in softball?
Hi, my name is Chris, but I'm not really that into softball. I was actually looking for the flag football club.
See? I called it. That damn Terrence and Teresa. They managed to steal all the participants again. We should give up.
We can't give up. If we do, then we'll never fulfill our dream of having our own softball club.
Oh, Chris, is it? You see, the 3 of us are in a bit of a jam. A jam that you could help us out of.
Me? What could I do?
Well, you see, the school board has a rule that every after-school club needs to have at least 4 active student members.
For some strange plot-related reason. Ow! Brittany! Did you just throw that ball at my face? How could you?
You should thank me. You look better than before.
Could you find it in your heart to join our club so we have the numbers? And then once we have enough members, you can totally quit and do stupid hold flag football. Please, oh please.
Oh, those are my hands that you, have there.
Yes, and they are wonderful hands. They could totally throw a softball or clutch a bat. I'm an expert, and trust me when I tell you these hands were not meant to catch pigskin, but rather, grapefruit-sized balls? Oh wait, that sounds so lewd.
How can you be blushing? You're the one who said it.
It would be great not to be the only dude in the club. Come on, bro, do me a solid and join up, will you?
Bro, wait. I never said I was joining yet.
Yet? So there's a chance? Ooh! Come on, Chris. Join our club. There are like 100 other kids in the stupid old flag football club. Yeah, you might get a play in every other game, but in our club, you get to be a starting member on the team.
And you can be any position you wanted. Come on, please.
Well, I did play shortstop in baseball.
Sorry, Chris, but I am the shortstop on our team.
Brittany? Surely you can learn another position. We might finally get a 4th member. Think of the good of the team, please.
You know you're screwing me, right? I've spent my whole career playing shortstop, and now you want me to learn a whole new position? It's not fair! How am I gonna get scouted if I have to switch positions in high school?
Oh, please!
Fine. I'll learn another position.
Yay! Thank you! Chris, you will join, won't you?
I suppose I will. When do we start?
And the scene closes. Great job, everyone. Did we get all that, Jason?
Oh, oops. It looks like I forgot to hit record.
You're kidding me.
Of course I'm kidding you. Can't you tell from the sound of my voice? I'm the best in the business. We're good.
Oh, you? Okay. How about everyone take a 5-minute break, and we'll jump into scene 2.
Tiffany grinned widely as she slid the headphones off. One scene down. Hopefully a million more to go.